Brilliant. So we move on now. I'm very excited to welcome to the stage Diego Fernandez, who's the Secretary of Innovation for Buenos Aires. Diego, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. I pretty much like your background, huh?
Thank you very much. This was ChatGPT inspired. Um,
That's right.
Fantastic. Well, the first thing I wanted to ask you is to tell us a little bit about your role. You know, what is a Secretary of Innovation, and ultimately, what are you trying to achieve, not just for Buenos Aires, but for Argentina in that role?
Well, my role is dealing with everything technology and innovation related within the city of Buenos Aires, which is one of the most advanced in a technological and innovation point of view in Argentina. So it's a pretty big task, and I'm really happy to have that responsibility. And regarding what are we trying to do? Okay, without getting in deep into what we call public innovation, which is mainly related to how we deal with bureaucratic processes and digitalization and automation within the government. I would like to make a double click in what are we doing with the crypto community, with the blockchain community, both in Buenos Aires and in Argentina. Something like 2 years ago, when I took office, um, I consider myself a member of the crypto community in Argentina, and we started working with our friends and everyone in the community in order to make this intersection between blockchain, crypto, and government and society problems. And the conclusion was that one of the key sort of things that we could achieve was follow the path that was sort of outlined by the W3C something like 5 years ago, with the creation of the digital identifiers and the verified credentials. And today we have a bunch of projects in the crypto space and in the government space, which are dealing with that problem. Just to mention a few, Dixco, XYZ from Eddie Macmillan, Polygon ID, and so on. And we started developing a protocol which falls under the standards of the W3C, which uses today the side tree and the trust over repeat technology stack. That took us quite some time. I mean, almost 18 months. And today we have Quark ID. Quark ID is a self-sovereign identity protocol, which is backed by CK-Sync, and they have been great partners, and they have been collaborating with us in all of this protocol today. Although it's multi-chain, we as a city took the decision, or made the decision, sorry, of anchoring our solution within CK-Sync. And the idea behind this protocol is precisely to reduce the friction in the first place that citizens, that we as human beings have, that instead of owning our information and our credentials within our realm, we are forced to have different Web2 applications in order to get credentials from the bank, from the government, from the club that I am a member of, or whatever. And we keep on having these sort of digital wallets, each having a credential of a different organization. In this new reality, using Quark ID, and today is fully operational, we have the right of owning and administering our credentials, our attestations, to show them to whatever organization we wish. Nobody can use our credentials. Nobody can hack our credentials, because the only place our credentials are stored within the confidential store of our phone. And we're pretty excited. Today we have the protocol open source. We did that in February, so we encourage every builder out there, download the protocol, use it, test it. I mean, it's completely open source, not only the backend, but as well the front end. And we will be integrating the protocol into the Web2 application of the City of Buenos Aires this August. So we're pretty excited about it. And we're, of course, in conversations with 5 to 6 different subnational states, provinces in Argentina, as well as the national government, because we think that this is a great opportunity for Argentina, as well as speaking with several other countries. We're in contact with Mexico, with Peru, with Colombia, because we think that as a region, we have a great opportunity if we start reducing the friction, giving citizens the right to control the documentations, and bringing them privacy.
Fantastic, and congratulations! Super exciting initiative that you're rolling out. And you said you're part of the crypto community. You feel very much part of that community. What do you hear from the friends in the community with whom you discuss, the builders, the founders, on what they really need to succeed in like building successful startups in the crypto space in Argentina?
Well, I mean, it's a very good question. To be honest, I think that today in Argentina, we're on the right path to solve several issues that we have, but we haven't done that yet. Although it's not a responsibility of the city of Buenos Aires government, it's more of a national responsibility. But I think that we have three main things that if we do not change them, we will never be able of hosting a really strong developers community. The first one being today in Argentina, it takes you as an entrepreneur, I don't know, something like between 4 to 6 months to create a company. That doesn't make sense in today's world. You should do that online in I don't know, 1 hour process to the most. So the first thing is you need to allow entrepreneurs to create close companies in an instant online without requiring any documentation. I mean, you guys are going to do the startup, come please do it. I mean, we don't want to burden you with this sort of bureaucracy. That is the first thing. The second thing is Argentina needs to solve this issue that we have with the foreign currency exchange. Today, if you want to buy a dollar, and you guys, I mean, being in Argentina, have dealt with that for sure. If you want to buy a dollar in an official bank, you can't do it. You're not able to do it. And the price eventually, if you could, is 860 pesos, just to give you an example. But in real, in the parallel, what we call the blue market, I mean, the unofficial market, that same dollar, it's worth, I don't know, 960 pesos. So although the spread is not that much in Argentina, terms of that spread was something like 100%, but if you want to, for example, bring capital, you close your seed round, $2 million, and your investors are foreigners, and they want to send you these $2 million to Argentina, okay, that will be in real terms something like $1.8 million. So it makes no sense. Nobody would agree in taking a write-off of 10-15% of the capital because of that. And the third thing that we need to solve is we need to allow citizens, companies, and everyone to move capital in and out of Argentina. You need to be able of wiring fiat money offshore, inshore, dealing with crypto, and that is something that needs to be resolved. I think that the national government is working on the three things that I mentioned. And once those three things get sort of solved, we need to start working on a fourth thing, which is we need to reduce taxes. And that's crucial. But I mean, if we eventually put the tax in zero and these three things stand, nothing will happen. So we need to solve these three main issues that I mentioned.
Really, really interesting. Some of those challenges feel more surmountable than others, certainly. But I really like the way that you've thought through exactly what not just the entrepreneur needs, but actually what needs to happen at the national level, and also Argentina's regional role. You mentioned before that Argentina could be looked to by the rest of LATAM, as a beacon of hope in many ways if they're able to really tackle these problems head on. So maybe my question is,
sorry, I think that we're on the right path. I'm really optimistic. I think that we're on the right path. And coming back to the crypto community thing, I mean, our crypto community. I think that I'm really proud. We're one of the strongholds in crypto development in the world, and we need to take that advantage and put it into the game.
100%. Yeah, there are very few countries in the world, if any, that have the same penetration transaction rates and need, right, for the average Argentinian citizen, let alone everybody else. And so what's next? What's next for both the Buenos Aires government in what you're doing with crypto, and then also what's next for Argentina as a country in trying to enable and support some of these potential crypto solutions to some of the problems that you set out?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, we're really excited about the implementation of Hawk ID, both on a local or city-wide level and on a national level. I think that we have a great opportunity there. And I think that will enable us to greatly reduce the great friction that we have today in our bureaucratic aspects. And that is that would be a great goal, not only for the crypto space, but for the society as a whole. So I think that's a key factor. The second key factor will be, as I mentioned before, solving these three big issues. And the third factor, and let me just, I mean, this is Diego Fernandez, not the Secretary of Innovation speaking, it's my personal wish. I really hope that we could eventually follow the path of some other nations in allowing citizens to use crypto on a regular basis. I don't know if it's a legal term. I don't want to give sort of law definitions, but I mean, I would love to go to a bar and pay my beer using Ether, Bitcoin, USDT, USDC, or whatever. That would be great.
Amazing. That feels like a perfect note to end on. And we're going to hear from Alfonso a little bit later on Quark ID. So big congratulations on that. Thank you very much indeed for joining us today, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you very much. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Diego.